Hello, Kendra here, and it is time for another installment of Freak or Frog. Freak or Frog is my ongoing series where I go through my old whips, pull things out, and decide whether to freak out and finish them by putting them on my on the hook list or frog them so that I can reabsorb that yarn into stash and make new and different things. I'm going to apologize today, my voice is a little off, but the show must go on, and even if you're a little under the weather, the crochet can still continue. So recently I went through all of my handmade items, refolded everything for the season, saw what I had, and kind of just got back in my head, like what hats do I have to choose from, and cowls and shawls and whatever. And there will be a video forthcoming about that, about all of the items that are in my handmade wardrobe. But in doing so, I found two things that I was underutilizing for various reasons. So the first piece is this. It is a free red heart pattern. I forget the name of it. But basically it has a heart in the center and then like a spider webby mesh. And it's a top. Your arms go through and what have you. So I made this and I forget exactly why. I feel like I made it for a crochet along. Probably through one of the Red Heart groups. It also was one of those projects that I had seen over time a number of times and thought, that would be kind of fun to make. And then I got it in my head that I wanted to make it in these particular yarns. I thought they'd look good with a brown skirt that I have and whatever. I made them. This has been sitting in my closet. I don't like the way that it fits. And I made a mistake somewhere in the meshy part. So it's not perfect, so I'm not willing to try and sell it, and even if I did, I don't think it would sell. So I'm going to go ahead and frog this so that way I can have the yarn out of it, because I think I maybe wore it once, and I don't think I wore it the whole day even, the time I wore it. So I'm going to go ahead and frog it so that I can reclaim this yarn. The other project I found that I just don't wear, but I love, is this. This is the Lydia Shawl pattern, and as you can see, I put a ridiculous amount of beads into this. This project definitely taught me how to do beadwork, and basically I gave up partway through because it was a very, very big and intense project. So I stopped before completing the full shawl, and I attached the ends and did an edging to make it into like a cowl. Well, the dimensions of it just aren't quite right, so I don't wear it because it's like a little too wide but a little too narrow simultaneously. So I really would like to at this point finish it off into a shawl that's full sized. And I actually have two more skeins of this is made out of Araucania Lonco Solids, which is 100% mercerized cotton. I got these for $4 a skein. You can see they were regularly $13. I got these on sale at an LYS at my parents' house that is now closed, but they were just on clearance for whatever reason. In part, I think it's because the skeins are a little bit messed up, so rolling them into balls is not so fun, which is also part of the reason why I kind of gave up. I didn't want to have to roll the next skein. So I am going to roll those up. I think I'm going to just not continue with the beads. I'm going to leave the beads as like an accent part. I'll go ahead and open this up and take off the edging that I added to, turn it into a cowl, and then hook on and just continue the pattern but without beads, at least for a segment, and then we'll see. I might do beads in the edging, or I might just leave it unbeaded the rest of the way. I'll figure that out as I get there. But this is going onto my on the hook list. So I'm going to go put that on the on the hook list. I'm going to go and frog the other piece, and I'll show you what we get out of that top. And here we have the frogged top. So these little bits, this shredded stuff, will all get added to my like scrap yarn that I keep to stuff things with. These little bits will go into my scrap stash blanket. These are going to go back into stash to be made into something else in the future. And I did keep the hearts intact because they are done nice enough. And I've been kind of keeping some of these motify things. Have some ideas of like blankets and things to add them to in the future, so they'll just go into that stash. So this batch of Freak or Frog is kind of a lesson in going through what you have and deciding what you've made that you're legitimately going to use. And if you're not going to use it, find someone who will, make it something you will use, or frog it and use that yarn. It doesn't matter if it's something that you finished or not. Just because it's done doesn't mean that it's doing you any good. So go ahead and take the opportunity to survey what you've made and see if there's something you can reclaim and use in better ways, or even just clear some space for some of those new things that you really will enjoy and use in the future. On the screen next to me, there is a link to some more videos from the channel, and down below me is a link to my Etsy shop if you'd like to help support me so I can keep making this fun, free, crafty content. I'll see you all next time. Bye!